Guys, listen for a sec, just so you know, okay? Every technique has what I call crossover points. It's like, you know, the train's going along on a track and then there's a switch. And if somebody throws the switch, you go off there or there, okay? Techniques often have multiple crossover points. Shihonage is a particularly good technique to use for teaching Kaeshiwaza because it has 4 or 5, okay? So the one we're doing is the earliest possible crossover point where it can go from being his technique to my technique. So early, in fact, that you never really saw the Shihonage developing. But what if he gets all the way to here and it's like he's raising? It's still there. That's another one. Okay? There's a whole bunch. One of them was one Ellis taught. I would put it in the classification of running a counter spiral. Talk about bouncing them off the floor. He shoots through, hit your own arm. Says this is one you can use if you got a guy who's an arm breaker. Guy really wants to hurt you, you know, so, okay? And he decides he's going to rip your arm out. You don't let him get it. You just don't. Do this, save yourself, then say thank you very much and walk away and train with somebody sensible. Because these guys are going to hurt you. There's guys who will do that, okay? So, boom! And his power is going that way. I bring this in and boom, and it bounces. And then I release the hip. So boom, now he's over there. Okay? Then there's a little farther into it, he actually gets it. And so at this point, then it's take the energy he's giving you, go inside and overextend it. Go with it and add something to it. Okay? Then there's what just happened with you is he got all the way to here, but it was a little collapsed. Still got one. Then one of my all-time favorites is he gets all the way to here. And as he's going under, stay right there. As he's going under, you turn into this spot. And all the energy he wanted to put into that cut goes right behind him. Okay? All I did was Tenkan. Now the vector's different. Instead of him having me, I have him. But that's not all. There's one more, which is he actually gets the whole damn thing. I'm going to the floor, and I Kaeshiwaza him. I mean, a Sutemiwaza. He's still got the Shihonage, but I have him. He's got the arm. It's still locked. But, you know, is that important, or is having the center important? He's got my arm. I have him. Okay? So that's an example of you can take a technique. Some techniques are very direct, and there's really only one place it's going to happen, and he either has it or like a lot of the entry Atemiwaza techniques. It's like it's either his or yours. One or the other of you is hit. Or sometimes you get Iuchi, but you know, that's really the choice. But a complex technique like Shihonage has got enough stuff going on with it that there's all these different places where the train can go click, you know, off in a new direction. That's what you're doing with Kaeshiwaza. You're going with the train, but you have the ability to run the switch. Okay? So he's got the program. This track goes this way, don't throw me all the way, just okay. So that's the track he's running. There's all these little switching places where it never got there because I flipped the switch. That's your vector change. That's when you connect and give it a different direction. Does that make sense? Okay. Since we're under time constraints.